Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we will review fractions and we're just going to go over a basic review of fractions. Fractions are real numbers that represent a part of a whole. The fraction bar is what separates the part from the whole. We need to also remember that the top number, your part, is your numerator, and then the bottom, the whole, is your denominator. And another way to look at this when you're looking at part over whole is your part is how much you currently have over your total. Before we get into some examples, let's go over the three types of fractions. So first we have the proper fraction. Proper fractions is when your numerator is smaller than your denominator. So when your numerator is smaller than your denominator, then you have a proper fraction. For an example, 5 over 6, this is a proper fraction. 2 over 3 is a proper fraction. 2 over 100. Negative 5 over 20 is a proper fraction. Another example is negative 4 over 27. These are examples of proper fraction. Next, we have improper fraction. This is the opposite of a proper fraction. So improper fraction is when your numerator is bigger than or equal to your denominator. So for an example, 10 over 3 is an improper fraction. My numerator is bigger than my denominator. 8 over 8 is also an improper fraction. For this one here, my numerator is equal to the denominator. Negative 50 over 2 is also an improper fraction. And then negative 25 over 5 is also an improper fraction. And the third type of fraction is mixed numbers. So mixed numbers is when you have a whole number and a proper fraction. So for an example, 2 and 2 over 3, this is a mixed number because I have a whole number and a proper fraction. Another example is 18, 2 over 8. This is another example of a mixed number. Another example is negative 9, 5 over 8 is another example. So let's look at some examples. Let's look at the number negative 25 over 5. Is this a proper fraction, improper, or a mixed number? In this example here, negative 25 over 5 is an improper fraction. What about the number 1 over 4? Is this proper, improper, or mixed? This is a proper fraction because your numerator is smaller than your denominator. What about 21, 8 over 10? This is an example of a mixed number. What about the fraction 11 over 4? This is an example of an improper fraction because your numerator in this example is bigger than your denominator. What about fraction 3 over 10? This is also a proper fraction. And let's try one more. What about 7, 1 over 4? This is also a mixed number because we have a whole number and a proper fraction. Okay, so now let's look at some pictures. Let's say I have this picture here and I want to turn this picture into a fraction. Remember the definition of a fraction. We have the part over the whole. How many pieces do I have in total altogether? So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pieces in total. How many pieces do I currently have? I only have 1 and 2. So I currently have 2 pieces. So if I were to write this into a fraction, it's going to be 2 over 8, which is the same as 2/8. So let's try the next picture. How many pieces do I have in total? So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 pieces in total. How many pieces do I currently have available? I currently have 1 and 2. So my part is going to be 2. My whole is 3. So to turn this into a fraction, it's going to be 2 over 3, also known as 2/3. Next picture. So how many pieces do we have in total? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my whole number, my denominator is going to be 7. How many pieces do we currently have available? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's going to be my part, also known as my numerator. So to turn into a fraction is going to be 5 over 7, also known as 5/7. So let's try this example. How many pieces do I have in total? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces in total. How many pieces do I currently have available? I currently have 1 and 2. So my numerator is going to be 2. So my fraction is going to be 2 over 4, also known as 2/4 or 2/4. Next, how many pieces do we have in total? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my denominator, my whole is going to be 5. And my numerator, how many pieces do I currently have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So my numerator, my part over the whole is going to be 4, and my denominator is going to be 5. So my fraction is 4 over 5, also known as 4/5. So let's try one more example. How many pieces do I have in total? I have 1, 2, 3 pieces in total. My denominator is 3. Now, how many pieces do I currently have? So we have 1, 2, 3 pieces. So my numerator is going to be 3. So your fraction is 3 over 3, also known as 3/3. Okay? So that is all for today, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.